Cuba suffered a day of floods and landslides due to intense rains. In some areas of Havana, the water reached more than a meter above street level. Likewise, at least 19 collapses of homes and buildings were reported in recent days. For many inhabitants of Havana, the heavy rains on Saturday have transformed the streets into authentic rivers, especially in the municipalities of Centro Habana, Cerro, Diez de Octubre, San Miguel del Padrón and Plaza de la Revolución. According to local information, the rainfall has been responsible for carrying away mountains of garbage that accumulated in corners, contributing to the collapse of drains and aggravating flooding. Yadira, a resident of the city of Cerro, described how the flood forced her family to flee to a neighbor's house to avoid water and rubbish entering their house. His condition started to get worse at around 1 in the afternoon. According to images and videos shared on social networks, the most affected areas include the low areas near the Havana coast, the surroundings of the Plaza de Cuatro Caminos, the corner of Infanta and Manglar, and part of the neighborhood of Los Sitios. In some points, the water has reached more than a meter in height. The fears among Havana residents are not limited to floods. Havana also faces the threat of a worsening health situation. Oropouche fever, transmitted by the Culex mosquito that lays its eggs in stagnant water, has spread through several Cuban provinces. The Cuban portal, directed by dissident Yoni Sanchez, collected testimonies that confirm the spread of the disease, especially in neighborhoods of the Centro Habana and Diez de Octubre municipalities. A resident of Diez de Octubre commented that the state of stagnant waters and the accumulation of garbage are a perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes. Another crucial concern is the structural stability of Havana buildings. The rains increase the risk of collapses in deteriorated structures. One official source reported that this Friday there were 19 partial collapses in the city. So far, one fatality has been reported in El Cerro and several injuries, in addition to considerable material damage. Videos spread on social networks show a city collapsed by water. The water exceeding 1 meter in some areas, threw garbage into the environment, blocking drains and worsening the situation. According to Yadira, the rains not only brought water but also washed away all the garbage that was accumulated. Another video shows the area of the Plaza de la Revolución in Havana completely flooded. The climate emergency forced many residents to seek refuge on the upper floors or in neighbors' houses. In addition, power outages prevented the operation of water extraction pumps, aggravating the situation. Emergency and cleaning services worked tirelessly to clear the main roads and guarantee the drainage of accumulated water. However, efforts are slowed by the accumulation of garbage and debris. Authorities have urged the population to stay in safe places and avoid traveling through the most affected areas. The priority is to preserve the lives of the inhabitants in the face of this climatic event. In summary, Havana faces a critical situation due to the intense rains that have caused both flooding and health and structural problems. These challenges are exacerbated by the previous conditions of accumulated garbage and deteriorated structures, leaving the city and its inhabitants in an emergency situation.